Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Harap Matazal from the GMS Camp Holland, coming at you with another video. So first of all, I want to start off with giving all praise, honor, glory, and power to the Most High and His Heavenly Son, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and the elder bishops who rule well and teach well. Salutation to the Akim pushing this word and truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth. And shalom and salutation to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom. So in this video I want to talk about E and what they have been doing on this planet. And I'm not going to name all the things they did, but name a lot of things that they did. A few things, a couple of things. I'm going to see what the Spirit brings me. So first of all, I want to start with this scripture. It's the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, and it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So the earth that is given by the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Shai, into the hands of the wicked, that's Esau, Edom, Idumea. And you can see it in the deeds, what they did on this whole planet, you know, from since there was a nation. They've been rape, rob, murder all over the planet. From the east to the west, the north to the south. They've been to Africa, they've been to the Americas, north, middle, south, or north, central, south, and the Caribbean. They went to Asia, Indonesia, China. They went to the Bandaman Island. That's where they completely destroyed one population of one island just for the resources. I don't know how to say it in English, but let's look it up. Note muscat. Nutmeg, because the island had nutmeg on it, and they destroyed the whole population, young, old, the child, the elderly, everybody. Because the Dutch did it. The Dutch. I don't know his name, but we can look it up. Banda Island, Banda Island of VOC. Here it is. This is the VOC. This was the United East Indian Company. Yes, like a organization. Here it says the islands were depopulated by fights, hunger, like famine, murder, and deportation. By this, the VOC achieved monopoly on the products, and they forced it, you know. It was forcing all these things. And there was this guy, Piet Hein, here you see the names: Pieter Willems Verhoef, Piet Hein, Gerard Reinst, Jan Dirkszoon Lam, Jan Pieterszoon Koen. And you see here how many troops there were. 1,500 plus troops, 13 ships. That's what they're saying. They went with a lot more, of course. The Bandanese warriors, they killed them all. the bloodbath here. It said also here, the final episode was a bloodbath from the Banda Island, 1621. And that was just one account, you know. There's one thing that the Edomite Esau has done, man, because they have done a lot of shit. Also in Australia, I remember I read this article about the English, the filthy fucks. They buried a Aboriginal child in the sand until the head was only left above the sand, and then they are having like a game who can kick the head the furthest. So if you kick the head not far enough, you didn't win the game. You know, you had to kick the head off the body with enormous force, and then you basically win the game when you achieve the farthest distance from with the head traveled. They barbarian, man, and they call themselves a civilization. They're not civil, man. They are base men, wild beasts. And you can say, yeah, but I know some good Edomites. Yeah, in this lifetime, they, but you didn't know what they do in their past lives, before the regeneration to this life. So, you know, and if they are all together, and they're talking about like this in Holland, especially about this Sinterklaas, the Black Pete, the blackface. Then they get all hyped up. Yeah, man. They are like savages, man. Supporting each other, and some of them don't like that, but maybe they are Jake or another nation, Indonesian, because the Dutch also messed around with the Indonesian people. So yeah, and the Dutch and the English and the Europeans, Esau went to the whole world, man. They went to South Africa and put the South Africans in their suburbs, and they might not enter in some white towns. You had the apartheid there, you know. The nerve, man, that you can come in somebody's country and then play the boss there, man. Basically, you're telling people how to do stuff, and you're killing them and putting them in reservations like they did to the Native Americans, the Gadites, who are also Israelites. These are our brothers. And, you know, and they killed a lot of bisons. You have also this picture from Bison Mountain. Yeah, you can see it right away. You can see this Edomite here standing proudly, you know. Look how many bisons. This is not normal, man. Esau must go the highest time that you made your last flight, motherfuckers. Yeah, you're wicked. Nobody's as wicked as Esau, man. And they did it to kill the food source from the Native Americans, basically, because the Native Americans used the whole bison for meal, for clothing, for tools, for everything, man. Because they used the whole body from the bison, and they killed the bison, but with respect to it, you know. Because they believed that the spirit is also going to the, how they say it, yeah, to the next level, so to say. But Esau, wicked, man. They just kill for fun. They just kill for fun, and so did they all. So they also did it to a lot of other countries, animals, you know, and especially our Jakes, Israelites. They were dashing the heads, as it says in some books that I got at home from England, the white English people came to, of the white English, the Edomites came to England, and they were taken over the country by brutality and, you know, savages. And they were dashing the little ones with their heads on the stones, on the rocks. You know, grabbing them by their ankles, smashing their heads on the rocks. But there's also a scripture about that, that we gonna do it with them. So that's that balance that the Most High Yahweh Shai had preserved for us, for them. Prophesied. This is prophecy, and it will happen. Esau must pay for that, what they did. Got the scripture for that. Recompense. KJV. Bear with me. Maybe I get it later, but now I'm gonna return to the scripture I already got. So this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18, and it reads, but the whole book of Obadiah is great. It's one of my favorites, really. So this is the book of Obadiah, 1, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them, and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Bashim had spoken it. So Esau's gonna be terminated, man. The spirits going back to the Father of spirits, Yahweh Bashim Shai, and he will do what he wants to do with them. We don't know. Maybe he brings them back into another nation, the so-called not too terrible ones, and the other ones I don't know. I don't want them around me, man. But yeah, if the Most High wants to do something, we have to accept it and just let it be, you know, and deal with it. Because it's the Most High's will, Yahweh Shemashai's will, that we have to accept things and deal with things and live with the consequences of things. You know, that's the same as we went into captivity for going after other gods. Basically, there was a spiritual adultery, because the Most High had saved us from Pharaoh and did so much things for us, and then we still went after other idols, after other false gods, you know, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, all that bullshit. And still the Most High loves us, but he loves his elect, and he will save his elect, and of the elect there will be 144,000 that will receive that spiritual power. They will be the highest above all Israel. And the rest of the Israelites will come back, the 2/3 will come back via the loins of the 1/3. That's gonna be saved. But because not whole Israel is gonna be saved the first this time when Yahweh Shai coming back. So this is also prophecy and scriptures. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 20, and it reads, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Beautiful, Yapa. Yes. Amalek, that's the one, that's the head tribe of Esau. They are in the land of Israel today, giving orders, and they're everywhere because they are the top, the top of the elite, the top of all the Edomites. But first, they're gonna pay, man, as the scripture says. Iron of feathers of iron, yeah, feathers. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 149 and 8. Let's go to 149 and 7. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. So things is gonna come after Esau, man, and after the other nations also. But Esau is gonna get it the hardest. 16 KJV. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16, and it reads, Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. And that are the men of the street. That's the men of GMS. We are part of that. The fishers fishing for the elect in the highways and hedges. So yeah, behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So they're gonna hide like Mark Zuckerberg, and Elon Musk with their multi-billionaire bunkers. They ain't gonna save them. It was like a good project for them, you know? Distraction from reality. But the reality is they ain't gonna be saved. They're gonna be saved for slavery, 1,000 year hardcore bondage, you know. And I know brothers are waiting for that with beautiful, marvelous ideas to make them suffer as they did to us. They humiliate us. They humiliate our forefathers, our people. They was doing bug breaking, and you know bug breaking is raping the big Jake Mill in front of his family, and he was getting raped by the slave master. Also a so-called Jew, and that's Amalek, and they were also gay. As you know, if you see the people in the land now, in the promised land, they are pro-gay and pro-lesbian bullshit and stuff like that, man. So yeah, that's in their genes. They are animals, not even animals, because I love animals, but they are lesser than less. But they gonna get it. They're gonna get it real hard. And yeah, what the style, we have Great Millstone, we are of the elect, and we have some good ideas what we can do. And we will have protection from Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Because as the scripture said, when the enemy come in like a flood, and I think Isaiah 59:19, I think, come. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 19, and it reads, So shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, shall lift up a standard against him. So you see, that is spiritual powers that's coming for the elect. Because you, as a person, as a carnal person, you can do nothing against Esau's power. And his power is the sword. His blessing is the sword, the weapon. And they got all these agents, these soldiers, these robot dogs, robot soldiers, these tanks, these nooses. They got a lot of stuff, man. And that's their blessing. But our blessing is that we have that hour. But that is the spiritual power. And if you see what happened in the beginning of time, in the history of the Bible, look at King David, that he fought with lions and he killed Saul killed thousands, but King David killed tens of thousands in his own. He alone with his, as a person, and he had this 37 mighty men, who also were great men, strong Israelites, and you had that guy Samson, man, jawbone of an ass, and the ass represents a donkey, and heap on heap, swinging, smashing those Philistines 1,000. So yeah, that was just a part of the spiritual powers, the things that were from then. But now the Most High gonna bring more. He gonna level up everything, because this is the final battle against the other nations, especially against Esau. So as Yahushai sprang off Judah, of the tribe of Judah, and you know how Judah is. Look at Michael Jordan, he be playing like like there is no tomorrow, man. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketballer on the planet, and what he did. And here's Judah. He like to show off, and I know more people from Judah, from America, and they like to show off. So in the Most High, he got all that power. Yahushai got all that power and all that judgment. They're gonna show off with big time, coming with those chariots, those so-called UFOs, yeah, the size of a mountain. That's the big chariot Yahushai coming on, with the white horses that represents the chariots. And his garment is gonna be dipped in blood, because he gonna kill and destroy a lot of people on this planet. Yeah. This scripture says in Matthew, I think 14 or something. Because everybody thinks, the Christians think that he come to save everybody. The sword. Come on now. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34, and it reads, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." And that means destruction for a lot of people, man. Minus the elect, because they gonna be on his side and fighting with him. Yeah, at the Psalm, and we have the elect, great millstone. So yeah, there's a lot of things gonna come, and it's gonna be people thrown into prison camps. They're gonna be people gonna die for this truth. We're gonna live as pilgrims on earth. The MOTB must come, and if you don't take that C-hip, that karagma, you cannot buy or sell. Can do nothing. You cannot participate in society. And then you have Leviathan. Hey, there are a lot of things gonna happen, but the big one is the MOTB, as it says in Revelation 13, verse 16. So yeah, Yasha'Allah, that means Israel. He's a Prince of Power. Yasha'Allah, hold on to that crown, as the scripture says, and endure to the end. for it is not too far away. We're in that time now. As the scripture says, measure out the time diligently. And you see what season we're in now. You can see when it's getting autumn or spring. You can smell spring in the air. You can see autumn with the leaves falling off the trees, the color of the leaves turning yellow, orange, red. You know, a tree loses his leaves. And you can see the winter when it's cold. You know, there's no life. There's life, but a lot of life is sleeping. And you see this, and you can smell the summer. So that's how we can see also these times where we're in now. And these are the end times for Esau, as the scripture says. Let me get that, and then I'm gonna finish it off. Yes, here it is. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9, from the Apocrypha. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So Esau, time is almost up. With your racist, filthy base man. It's good for you, your time is almost up. Because you have done enough damage. So that's Justin Timberlake says in the song, the damage is done, so I guess I be leaving. Yeah, he be leaving, yeah, for sure. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So yeah, Jacob is the Jacobites, the Israelites, Yasha Allah, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, and they will rule forever there, having everlasting life. Can you imagine that, Esau? Everlasting life. You always looking for the fountain of life, fountain of youth. Yeah? Going in movies with Indiana Jones for world power, going to a lot of places just to find archaeological founds, and just to achieve that power to submit the mankind. You know, doing all that false and wicked stuff, while y'all can print money, y'all steal money from the poor and give it for weapons, for mass destruction, for mass killings. Y'all time is almost up, and we glad this time has come. You're killing the earth, the Israelites, the earth, the animals, the nature, everything, the sea, the air, polluting everything. And you're enjoying your time. But the earth will be refreshed as it was as never before. More beautiful, more good, more healthy, you know, and more peaceful in righteousness from Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. So I hope this lesson was edifying and exhorting. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Salutations to the Achaean pushing the word and truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth. And Shalom and salutations to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom.